only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We are live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. You already know they are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Come down here. They got the Blazers in stock, the Equinox in stock. And as Ryan Palter told us before, the sales manager here, they're willing to make a deal. Be like Sam Flannel, not in general, just where Sam Flannel buys his cars, and that is Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. My name is Neal. Rhul. That guy over there, Lindsey Hunter, what's going on, man? You got the coffee. You're locked and loaded.
Let's go, baby.
You were eyeballing the Corvette here behind us. You taking that home? They got to open up the doors here and drive this thing out of here. What do we got to do?
Yeah, that'd be a nice little ride, man. Convertible too, but it's a little cold out there. For
well, tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's the day for it.
What is tomorrow going to be?
72 degrees.
Woo!
Let's go.
That's it.
Let's go. But yeah, hey, look, Sam Flannel's out here. We got JB Smoove on the ones and twos. And Sam Flannel, we'll talk later. A little Michigan Heisman situation, right?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Can't wait.
I can't wait either. Dos Burrito and the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and get your thoughts out there. Like Dos Burrito, who says, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." and look, Lindsey, Detroit Dabber 313, DCFC. DCFC stuns the soccer world. They won their playoff game on Saturday night, so they will be back in action next weekend. Thomas, look, Lindsey, let's just cut the ish. All right? There's two
Let's get to the point.
There's two camps, Lindsey. There really is two camps.
What are the two camps?
I was stunned yesterday. Stunned flipping around social media. What I saw. And look, let's be real about it. Let's just get into it and talk about what happened yesterday. You had a contending team on the road with a quarterback that everybody gave a lot of praise to. And what happened? He didn't play well. His team lost. So let's talk about Josh Allen. 248, let's talk about it. Oh, no. That's a different quarterback. I'm sorry. No, you had a team that everybody talked about, a team that was 5-1, that everybody expects to make noise in the playoff and be a possible Super Bowl contender with a borderline MVP caliber quarterback that lost on the road. Let's talk about Tua and the Miami Dolphins. 248. No, we're not going to do that either. You get what camp I'm in with this, though, Lindsey, with where I'm going with this,
the
right?
camp that you should be in. I mean, people, and that's just, I keep referencing fanatic with fan.
Right.
Because people go on the deep end. So there are two camps. There are the pro golfers and there are the anti-golfers, right? So golf had a subpar game. How many quarterbacks can we look at in the NFL that are MVP, that are on the MVP ballot right now that have had subpar games? All of them. Every last one of them. Does that change the fact that they're still going to be in the MVP conversation? No, those guys will be in the MVP conversation until it all shakes out at the end. Golf is one of those guys.
Chuck Brewer says Lamar played the best game I've ever seen him play, passing into the wind and tip of the hat to him. And again, Go Blue says that was a good one, Neal. Let's go Red Wing Sparty. They were due for a stinker on the road. And guys, look, if you watch the show, and tens of thousands of you have over the course of the last week, if you watch the show, you could kind of see this coming. Were they going undefeated on the road? No, they weren't. So start working backwards on that, guys. It was going to happen. And here's another news flash for everybody. It's going to happen again this year. At some point, somewhere down the road, they're going to be in a road game, Lindsey, and they're not going to play well. Because that's the nature of this league. Because as I like to say, they have the other guys. They drive Corvettes too. The drop tops, every option, all of it. They probably got them from Feldman Chevrolet. But the other guys on the other team, they drive Corvettes too, Lindsey, and they got every option, and they're tricked out.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like you said, they're out of all the games you play in the NFL, you're going to have nights where you don't have it. You're going to have games where you don't have it. That's the nature of the business. Like, nobody's been undefeated since the Miami Dolphins, and they only played 12 games, right?
Yes.
So that's not going to happen. Teams are going to have to go through adversity. That's how championship teams are built. Now, I don't look at I don't look at the Lions any less than I did in the beginning. They're the same team. They just had they ran into a perfect storm. They ran into a perfect storm. I was talking to Sam earlier before the broadcast, and I was like, the thing I didn't like was I think they changed their approach defensively. I think they changed their whole approach, and I think they overreacted to the fact that how dynamic Lamar Jackson is, and I think they conceded the fact that, hey, we don't want to over pursue this guy. We don't want to balls out rush him and just get him all up. Dude, be who you are. Let him prove to you that your plan is not going to work the way you play first before you start changing things. That's what I would have done, And I don't know if they did this for a fact, but just the optics of it made it look like they were like, we're going to stay, we're going to control the lanes, we're going to keep him in the pocket, and then we're going to make him throw out of the pocket. We're not going to just balls out rush and try to get him. No, the hell with that. Go get him. Make him run. Make him do all that. Make him be Superman.
Right.
They made him be a pocket passer, and we see how that turned out.
And he scissored him, man. Like it was – he sliced, diced Julianne. I mean, he was like an infomercial at 1 a.m. talking about an air fryer. Sliced, diced, cut, fried.
We are the new Ginsu knife, and this one does this, and this cuts
and if you
cans.
call within the next 5 minutes, I'll drop a slot I'll pass down the seam against the defense on 3rd and 19. No.
Yes, that was the MVP, Lamar.
100%. It was.
And the thing, people say, I haven't seen him play that good. He was MVP in this league. What the hell are you talking about?
They just gave him $250 million.
Right, for a reason.
Right.
That's why.
And look, again, going back to it, and I got into the mix on people with social media yesterday, which is kind of out of my character. I don't do that because, Twitter's not a real place.
No.
And, but it's fine. I was having some fun with it. And, we're going to get into it. And JB Smoove, here's where I need you for a second on this one. When we do the opening segment, the quote-unquote first segment of the show, here's how it's going to go. I want to give you guys an opportunity to choose your own adventure. Do you want the positive or do you want the negative? You got 4 minutes to vote. Choose your own. Hey, the header of the chat. Choose your own adventure. A, the positive. B, the negative. Because I got them both for you. I do. And I'm not one of these people that is going off the handle or anything like that. I was mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for this. I expected this to happen.
Well, I wasn't expecting.
No one expected that.
Yeah.
No one expected
I
that.
knew that game was going to be tough. I just did not expect the first 4 possessions to be march down, touchdown. And the fact that the Lions didn't cross the 50 the first quarter. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Or did they get when was their first down?
Second quarter,
I believe.
Second quarter?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting that by no means. The good thing that I look at that came out of that game is I think they realized that Gibbs is an asset. I like what I saw to Gibbs.
No, absolutely. And that is something certainly that would look at this poll dead on 50-50. Wow. But yeah, we'll let that thing cook for a couple more minutes here, and I'm letting you guys program the show. A, because I'm lazy, and I guess and JB Smoove. A, because I'm lazy, and B, because I'm talented, and I can do it. I guess, right? Depends on which how you want to look at it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Nobody says a little dose of reality. Never hurt anybody. Big Play Jay. Can we do the Red Wings for the whole show? And Big Play Jay, Alex DeBrincat is a wrecking crew right now. This cat's been dropped in from outer space onto this team, man. It seems like they score a goal every time he steps on the ice, and usually it's him scoring it. Although you want to know a funny thing about it? They are, they're 5-1, and they're still not in first because the Bruins haven't lost a game. Remember, I was told the Bruins were falling apart, right, JB Smoove? Weren't we told that? We were told that. I guess not. I guess that's not the case. So, again, just letting you guys choose your own adventure. 59% of you so far say you want to do the positive first, but it is kind of going back and forth. We got a couple more minutes in that as well. We'll go around the NFL coming up in the second hour of the show. Sam Flannel is here. He and I have a difference of opinion about the Heisman race right now. We're just out of nowhere. J.J. McCarthy's the betting favorite to win the Heisman, and I can't understand it. and I need context.
Well, Harbaugh said that he's bar none, a rare quarterback. He's the rarest quarterback he's ever seen. And I mean, Harbaugh.
Michigan's had plenty of quarterbacks that go 1-2 in their three big games that they played.
I'm just going by what Harbaugh said.
I'm just going by what I saw, So wait, we'll get there, Flannel, right?
We'll get there. I got you, Michigan fans. I got you.
Okay. I can't wait. Woodwardsports.com, chat thread, Danny G. I'm the one who wants people to stay positive and stop overreacting like Ryan Lentz or Katz. And right under that, Katz says Detroit cannot contend with Jared Goff.
Oh, shut up. Oh, cat shit bothers me, man.
So you know what it
you
is.
Ever smell cat shit?
All the time, unfortunately, now. Choose your own adventure.
Worse
That is
than
the
dog
poll
shit.
on the woodwardsports.com chat thread. The positive, 62%. So it looks like that's set in stone. So we will. We'll get the positive. We'll flip that around. We'll go back to – I will get you the negative, though, because there were some people that a lot of us, a lot of you have celebrated that really struggled yesterday. And some guys that have been above the law as far as quote-unquote criticism goes. But I saw what I saw, and we're going to get into it. And Flannel, real quick on the morning show, who other than Jared Goff, who was the biggest villain sans Jared Goff?
I don't know if there was really a villain. It was a total team loss. I don't think anybody came down too hard on any specific player.
Well, in our chat, people are coming down hard on J-Mo.
What? I mean, he's a candidate.
What do you mean? You just said it was a total team loss. Now, how could he just be a total? How can we point him out?
Well, I mean, if we got to point out someone, we got to point out people who didn't play, but a lot of people didn't play well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
You know what's funny about that? Was like the J-Mo thing was lost on me because I saw people talking about it. I tweeted, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm keeping my streak of being at the grocery store by the start of the fourth quarter alive. And I did because there was no need to sit around for the rest of that.
No.
There was.
No.
There was no need whatsoever. People talk about Jonah. J-Mo is a bust until further notice. Okay. We'll get there, everybody. We'll get there when we do the negative part. But we will do Mike Hilton. J-Mo sucks. I'm tired of him. Kevin Pfizer. J-Mo is Neal's hero. How many targets he get yesterday?
He got a few.
What's
a
a
few?
few? Two?
I don't know.
That's my point. People criticizing without thoroughly understanding. Like the dude, what does everybody want him to do? You want him to go back and quarterback and tell let me quarterback for a minute so I can throw to myself. Like
He's got to produce at some point.
Yeah.
He was great in the last game. He was.
Everybody has to produce. Nobody was good the last game. Nobody. So you can't just point out one person or one specific thing and say, oh, if that would have been better, this it wouldn't have turned out this way. No, everything sucks.
Sure.
And you have games like that.
All right.
I remember I told you about the game we played against the Mavericks when we went out.
Lost by 50?
Yeah. No matter what we did, it didn't work.
You were losing
play
that game.
harder, or we go down more.
You were losing that game by 50.
Yeah, it was going to happen. Dirk couldn't miss. Like, things like that happen, and you brush it off. You say, you know what? We're allowed like two of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we're going to get into it. We are. We're going to do the positive, and then we'll do the negative. So all the people that want blood, that smell blood in the water, hang on for a segment. We'll get to it.
Throw them in the water.
We'll get all there. Maybe just go to Dispo or something, huh, Flannel?
Absolutely. Experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind is conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late night until midnight every day except Sunday. Can it get any better than that? Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live October 30th for their Monday Night Football matchup versus the Las Vegas Raiders. It's at Eastern Market in Shed number 5, and it is going to be a bash. Starting at probably about 6 p.m. until game time. The official Lions tailgate is back and better than ever. How would you like to pregame it with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? Food, beverages, and entertainment all included. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on IG, and direct message Lions VIP.
We are off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, and Lindsey Hunter. NBA champion in the house. Sam Flannel, not an NBA champion, as many people have pointed out, in the house as well. Also, we got JB Smoove, my guy, the GOAT. Once again, if I'm JB Smoove, I'm concerned about how much time I'm being demoted down to Big D Energy, but that's something that we'll talk about later and off the air. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Got the Corvette here behind us. Blazers, Equinoxes. They said come down and get them. So if you're in the market for an SUV, slide on through here. It is so easy to buy a car here that Sam Flannel was able to do it. That's how easy it is. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And look, I let you guys choose your own adventure. About 68% of you said we want to talk the positive with the first segment. Don't worry, we'll get to the negative in the next segment. The Ravens, this comes from Dante151. The Ravens are 16-1 against the NFC division as a whole. I mean, oh my God, that's insane. To do that against an entire division is ridiculously good. So relax. And Dante, look, my overriding, I guess if you want to do a positive thing about it, is in that vein. Because Dante, the Packers lost again. This division's over. You're going to be a 3 seed at worst. Yesterday does not change that. Does not have an impact on that. Doesn't change it at all. The only way it could change it at all is if you let one loss become 2. That's it. That's all. Now, Lindsey, you told the story before because I asked you about it where you talked about a game you played in your championship run where you guys went into Dallas and lost by 50.
Yes.
But you guys were the going to work Pistons. You guys played hard.
Yeah, we went to work that night. We got work.
You got work. No, but Lindsey, the reason I bring that up is because what happened after that Mavericks game?
We went in the locker room. We looked around at each other.
So, well, see you later.
Yep. Shook it off. Was like, whew. Let's move on. That game, let's throw that in the trash and move on.
And that's kind of my point about it. Because I've said this time and time again. You guys have heard me say this many, many times. Every NFL game is in a vacuum. And it's subject to the conditions of that game at that time on that day and what was going on. Again, I don't see there's no Josh Allen slander or anything. They lost to New England. Right? Like a division game.
Well, they were making excuses for Josh. They were like, well, he can't do everything.
I know. Only when he does, then he can.
Right.
You know.
Or when he tries to do too much. Well, you know.
Oh, he's got to do so much.
Yeah.
You know, so,
goes.
Again.
He played yesterday than Goff did. Come on. He led them on the game-winning drive, and then the Patriots.
He didn't lead them on the game-winning drive. You know how I know? They didn't win the game.
The go-ahead drive. All right, I misspoke. The go-ahead drive. He played better than Goff did yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that game.
But my point is, it's the same result, except I would contend the Lions are off easier because it wasn't a division game.
Yeah, and the Bills, they don't have an easy division like the Lions do.
So you get what?
Sure.
That's just context.
Sure.
I'm not even taking advantage of the opportunity to yet again talk about how Josh Allen is a disappointment.
Oh.
I'm not even taking that opportunity.
All right.
Nor will I do that about Justin Herbert. Remember, it's Herbert because it's not him.
Hey, all I care about is Mahomes was brilliant that game. My loyalties were to Mahomes that day and Mahomes only.
Okay.
That game.
But anyway, I'm Brandon Katz. Josh Allen would by far be the best quarterback in the league if he had the
What?
Lions' offensive line. Look, that's not where we're going. Guys, that's not the point. The point is to give the context to it. Beat the Raiders on Monday night, a game where they will be a heavy favorite, probably a touchdown favorite in that game. That's it. That's all. Just don't get beat twice by the same game.
Right, and that's what you can't have. You can't have lingering effects from this loss. Like you have to, and most athletes, because you've dealt with stuff like this your whole career, you learn that sometimes you're gonna have stinkers. It's just like if we jumped out in this new Corvette and we drove around town, everybody be like, "Oh, that's nice, right?" If we get a flat, what are we gonna throw it away?
No, we're gonna change the tire.
There you go.
No.
Same thing.
Well, we're not going to. We're going to call somebody.
Exactly.
To do it. But the moral of the story is the tire's going to get changed.
There you go, and we're going to keep moving.
Keep it pushing.
There you go. It's still a Corvette.
Yeah.
So the Lions are still contenders. They had a flat tire. They got it fixed. Let's move on.
Sauce Tin says every player on the Lions is trash because of one loss. You guys are goofy, and that was kind of my point about it as well. If there's something. If there's something to it, Dre says Lamar Jackson destroyed the great Cleveland Browns defense a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Lamar is playing at a high level 100. Okay, and I'll go there first. Despite the narrative that I was given by a lot of you people, now remember these shows, Sam Flannel, that we had in the offseason last year when Lamar and the Ravens organization were having their standoff, right?
Yeah.
You remember those? Remember what the overwhelming majority of the people thought?
I mean, there were some that thought that Lamar doesn't deserve that money.
That he's a, quote, trash quarterback that can't pass the ball.
Well, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. I mean, shoot, even earlier this year, even this week, I said that Lamar was...
Yeah, you were kind of anti-Lamar.
I wouldn't say I'm anti-Lamar.
No, I mean, from me listening to you, I think I can make the perception that you were anti. You may not think saying it yourself.
Okay. Yeah, but he was brilliant yesterday. He was utterly perfect in every single way. He was
a $250 million player.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because that's what he is.
Hey, I do think he's lived a little bit too much off that MVP in 2019. But you know what? He was phenomenal.
Lived a little too much off the league MVP one. All right.
Flannel. How many guys get MVPs?
Not many.
I know. You got the right to live off of that.
All right. He was immaculate yesterday. Immaculate.
Thomas says, I agree with Lindsey. That loss was a perfect storm. And it was. Like, guys, again, the nuance of professional sports, as I go back to it, there is such a thing as a schedule loss.
Yes.
Teams, how often do teams go undefeated on the road in the National Football League? That would be never. They never do that.
The Miami Dolphins did.
Yes. When... in a time that was after Michigan was taking steam engines to beat Princeton to win national titles.
Well, that wasn't necessary.
It was. Although I will say, at least they had face masks at that time.
You didn't have to bring that up. The 2007 Patriots.
Here's somewhat Kalamazoo. Lamar Jackson is overrated. Don't let one game fool you. Dude. Do you see their record, Kalamazoo?
Okay, man. Like, I don't know what to say to those people, dude. I don't. You saw it yesterday.
People. They're just, Kalamazoo, you've been deemed a non-sports person. Sorry.
Yes. Joe Lowry, WoodwardSports.com. Here's a positive. This game showed Holmes exactly what we need at the trade deadline. Guys, and that was the other thing that I noticed, too.
Yeah.
The whole Mike Evans thing got fired up again. What else was it? The Max Crosby thing. Which, how many times we got to go over this, guys? Then you choose Aiden Hutchinson or Max Crosby. Because you can't have them all.
No.
All right, you go get Max Crosby. Which one are you letting go? Sewell, St. Brown, Hutch, or Crosby?
But here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter who would have been playing yesterday.
Nothing was changing that outcome.
Right. You're going to have Randy Moss out there. What do you think? Nothing's going to happen.
And guys, look, this guy here is a professional athlete. Lindsey, are there schedule losses?
Yes, all the time. Like that happens in every sport. There are certain times you look at your schedule, you go, that's going to be tough. We got to fly here, and then back to back. Oh, man, that's going to be a tough game.
Like even back in your day, we got to go to Denver the second game, a 3rd and 4 nights.
Right.
Second game of a back-to-back. That's an L.
We already know.
And that was Denver, not Jokic Denver.
Wasn't a great Denver.
That was just mid-Denver.
Yeah. You taking that L that night. It's going to be loud. They're going to be celebrating like, dang, we tired. Lips turn white fast.
Yes. And Todd Shane says this. And saying, I think this is perfect. The Ravens would have beat every team in the league yesterday.
There you go. Dude, their first 4 possessions were touchdowns. And it wasn't like, they lucked into it. It was preciseness. It was calculated. It was immaculate. It was whatever pass he had to make, he made it.
Yes. Jerry Alexander, I'll say this too. I expected for the defense to struggle against Lamar. I didn't expect it for this so-called high-powered offense to only score 6 points. And again, guys, this is where the game is played in a vacuum. How many 4th downs you going for in that situation? All of them. This happened to the Dolphins yesterday too. How many field goals did they pass up? How many field goals did the Lions pass up? Because you have to go for it in a vacuum, guys. In a vacuum.
Well, people aren't giving the Ravens defense enough credit either. Because the last time I checked,
you're talking about the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And they're number 1 in sacks. I think they're leading the league in sacks. So it wasn't like this was chopped liver out there. Dude, when you get down, you're down already 14-zip, 21-zip. Now you have to drop back and throw it. What does that tell those defenders over there? Hey, you know what? We got one job. That's to put our hats back, and we're rushing the quarterback all day. And it made it easy. It made it predictable for them to be able to defend the Lions because they got in the hole so tough. So, people are just prisoners of the moment.
And look, we'll wrap up the positive set. The negative one's coming, everybody. So get ready. We're gonna do the negative one next. Burn, and this is very articulate. Burn in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Lions fans are in a weird place where they need to learn how to lose while being winners. Elite teams get blown out by trash teams every year. Not saying Baltimore's trash. It's just that this happens.
Very good comment.
Burn, thought out. Yes, you have no place in the digital sports talk world with that, Burn.
You get a gold
star.
You
have no understanding of how this works,
Gold
Burn.
Star for Burn.
No, absolutely. What do we got? The college football live stream, right? Is that still a thing? Okay. How was the Michigan State live stream, Sam Flannel?
More fun for me than Spencer.
How did Spencer hold up?
He was a champ. I actually felt bad for him after a while.
Why?
We're friends. Like,
see, this is what I don't get. When I have the upper hand on my buddy, I'm gonna hammer it home, buddy. I'm gonna make him feel miserable, and that gives me pleasure. Like, I love the fact that my best bud is having a miserable time. His team is horse shit, and I can sit there and rub it in. Like, that's the beauty of friendship.
I mean, maybe that's the sociopathy that got you to the NBA along with your immense talent. I don't know.
A mixture of both.
No, I know. Absolutely it was. Hey, Lions needed a Guardian yesterday.
They most certainly did. And you can let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
Let me tell you about Fairway Packing Company. You guys already know for over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company's provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and, of course, dry-aged beef at well. You know what that means? If you've gone out to a nice steak place, you're probably eating a Fairway steak. At least the math says that. Experience a Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks. That's what I did. The greatest ribeye I've ever cooked myself in my life came from Fairway Packing Company. Order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Rhul here for 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit's newest sports bar. 13 TrackMan simulators, certified golf instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and a restaurant too. 5 Iron Leagues are going on right now, and you can compete nationwide for the chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Bring a foursome if you want. Sign up as an individual if you want. Whatever you want to do, go to 5irongolf.com and use the code Woodward10. That'll get you 30% off your league fee. Guys, we're going to have about 3 more days of nice weather, and then the bottom is falling out until June. So think about that for a minute. How are you going to keep your golf game sharp during the winter? 5irongolf.com. Take a look around, check it out, join a league. 30% off with the promo code Woodward10. That's 5irongolf.com to sign up.
It may take me some lessons, man.
There you see Lindsey Hunter's going to be in there.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to do it.
All winter. I might just secretly be taking lessons to come out and just crush it. I'm like, damn, you can play?
It'll take more than a couple months of lessons.
I don't know,
Lindsey.
man. I don't know. I won a bet one time. A guy bet me. It was a bunch of my teammates, me, Otis Thorpe, Michael Curry. So we were out in his back, like laying out there. He was like, I bet you Lindsey can't hit that ball straight over there. Now, I didn't tell them that I did take a golf class once.
Yeah.
Just, FYI. So I knew the grip and I had all that. So Otis Thorpe was like, I bet you $100 he can. So we got there and I pop. Straight as an arrow.
Who had to pay up?
Mike Curry.
Mike Curry?
Yep, and I got half.
There you go. I like it. I like that he gave you tribute like that. That's pretty sharp. We're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. You guys know what it is. The Equinox, the Blazers, they're in here. Come in here, make a deal. Get you
Corvette,
one. Drive
baby.
one out of here. You're going to have to cut in front of Lindsey to get the Corvette here behind us. But we are chopping it up. Neal Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, JB Smoove, and Sam Flannel talking Detroit Lions 38-6, crushing at the hands of Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Teddy Fresh. The Bucs Super Bowl year lost to the Saints 38-3. Kansas City lost to the Colts last year. Relax. And Teddy, that was the thing. And you're a little late because we did the positive segment before. Now we're going to do the negative segment. Our own Ryan Lentz. It bothers me that Goff can't extend plays when the O-line isn't elite. And Ryan Lentz, you're welcome for the 2-1 picks in the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup, by the way. Another winning week, because that's what we do around here. Both the Get Rights took an L, though. That was bad. We're down to 47-19. That was bad. We got to get the ship righted, and I will. I'm going to get in the lab this week and come up with one. I am. I owe it to the people. But, yeah, it's time for, I guess, the negative part of what it is. And, look, I see all the Goff slander, and that's the nature of the position. And somebody earlier in the chat said the fact that you're not criticizing Goff right now is malfeasance, something along that line. And Paul Thomas says, stop it. Goff wasn't the issue yesterday.
Right.
So Lindsey, here's my point about this. You want to get into it? Let's get into it then. Because I was told this was a top 5 defense in the NFL. I was told. By the rankings, #1. #2 by the people yesterday.
The Lions?
Or last week, yes. By the numbers, they were.
Right,
so
right.
here's the deal with it. If you are a top 5 unit in this league, the fact that you give up 28 points in 22 minutes in 4 drives, and then you want to come at me and say, well, Neal, Jared Goff is the problem. You cannot win a football game in the national. So he gets 3 drives to score points. 3 drives, that's it. Because what did we see against Tampa, Lindsey? What did we see? Kind of a little bit of a heavyweight fight, little feeling out process, those first couple drives.
Yes.
The Buccaneers hit them with some linebacking blitz that really tripped them up for a couple minutes.
Right.
They had to figure it out. Guess what didn't happen in the Buccaneers game? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't have almost 400 yards of offense in the first half.
Right.
Because you can say what you want. That was essentially the Carolina Panthers game last year, except it was Lamar instead of 2 mid-running backs doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was the same thing.
And that's the thing, though. I feel better about this loss than the loss last year. Like you said, who were the running backs? Are they still there?
No, one of them's gone.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You at least got dissected by a former MVP who is in MVP form right now. You know? But that doesn't take away from the fact that couldn't stop them.
Right.
Like they marched up and down that field like it was a practice mode. They were in practice mode. It was amazing to watch how everything they did, it worked. Lamar, and then we talked about this earlier. I just didn't understand, and maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm looking too much into it. It just didn't look like the same aggressive Lions defense approach. They didn't look like they were trying to go after Lamar. It looked like they were trying to contain him.
And Lindsey, I'm glad you brought that up because a couple of guys that we've celebrated on this network and every show, every person. So I'm not dealing with people popping in here that have a show and say, I never said that. No, you said it too. Whoever you are, you said it too. Brian Branch was very confused yesterday with what to do with Lamar Jackson.
See what I'm saying?
With what you said. It was like he wanted to go get him and didn't. And then I think it was on the 3rd drive, he did, and the receiver slipped behind him, and they scored the touch. Like he was very either confused or gun shy. And guess what? That's okay. He's a rookie in this league. Right. I remember the first time Lindsey Hunter went against Kobe Bryant. What happened?
Oh, the first time I went against Jordan.
What happened, Lindsey?
I mean, I don't even remember.
I blocked that from my mind. You see what I'm saying, though? Right. Like, that guy is a star in this league. It's okay for Brian Branch to not have it figured out the first time he steps on the field out there to deal with it.
And to your point, Neal, I cannot get past the fact that I think they were trying to control the lanes. I think they were trying to control Lamar because I kept hearing them say, hey, we want to squeeze the pocket. They want to squeeze the pocket, keep him in the pocket and make him throw. I'm like, no, just play your game. See, I'm always an advocate of if I feel like I'm the best, then guess what? I'm going to come at you with what I do best. And if you stop me and you make me feel like I can't win that way, then I'll change.
Right.
I'm not going to change my approach in the beginning because of you. I'm going to go after, hey, we're going balls out. We're going after him. If he runs all around, he runs all around. But we're going after him. We're not going to try to do something that we're not accustomed to doing. Controlling the pocket. No, collapse it, go after him. Everybody, just try to get him. Like make his ass run around.
Right, and look, Eric Wall says this was supposed to be the negative sentiment. It's the negative segment. It was because Brian Branch was lost out there. And another thing too, anybody see Kirby Joseph get put into the 3rd row of the field on that touchdown run? He got sunned, man. Like it was bad. It was really bad. They were physically destroyed yesterday on the defensive side. And guys, look, you can do all the golf stuff you want. You can. You can't give up 400 yards in 22 minutes. You can't do it. You can't do it and win. You can't do it and have a chance to win. If you do that, it does not matter what your quarterback does.
No.
It does not matter. The defense was awful yesterday. Awful. And you guys are funny, too, like the Aiden Hutchinson needs a second pass rusher.
Dude,
hey, Aiden Hutchinson's got to get home. In that he's got to. And I'll cut you off before you even do it. No, he was not held, Sam Flannel, on that play that everybody was talking about. He was not held.
Okay. So I just don't like how you're singling out Aiden Hutchinson of all people. I mean, he got home a couple of times. I mean, you would never give this energy for Penei Sewell, who wasn't great himself.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Okay.
No, he
fair,
was not good
fair,
at all.
Fair.
not good at all yesterday.
I mean,
holding penalty.
Sure.
They couldn't run the ball when they had to.
Okay.
Pass blocking. Somebody was in on Goff every single time.
Sure.
No.
Okay.
They every Hall of Famer in the world can't play perfect every week. They can't.
Sure.
So, I did get bothered by the whole because I saw it right away. Oh, he's getting held on that play. No, the hands were inside the shoulders.
No, and that's
he
fair.
didn't get held. He got dominated. That's on that play. He got dominated.
Okay. Total. It was
Dominated.
a total team Everyone got dominated.
Everybody got dominated. It's not just one person.
I know.
Like as a team, we don't when you get mollywopped like that, you don't go look at your teammate and go, boy, Kobe sure did give 50 to you yesterday. No, we all got that 50.
Mac 910 says, classic Neal just picks and choose who to blame it on. No, I blame the defense because they gave up 400 yards before halftime.
Dude,
that's why.
Lamar had
end of story.
Lamar had 255 at halftime.
Can't win.
He had 255 before halftime.
You can't win. You can't win.
I thought he was going to have 500 passing yards. I was like,
because I was told those were 2 top 5 defenses. There was 1 top 5 defense out there. There wasn't 2.
Facts.
For real.
No, facts.
1 defense did play like a top 5 defense.
Yes.
In that, and I guess Mac 910, if you're saying I'm going to pick and choose, yeah, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to talk about the defense because no team in football is winning that game when you give up 28 points and almost 400 yards in 22 minutes. No team.
But 6 points offensively, you got to say a little bit about that. I mean, the defense may have been more.
It doesn't matter. The game's decided.
Okay, but 6 points is 6 points. That's not good enough.
But that wasn't in their element. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
the game's decided, Flannel. It's over.
But every single time the Ravens would drive right down the field, the Lions would get it back and go 3 and out or get a first down.
The problem is the Lions' offense was going against a real top 5 defense. That was playing like a top 5 defense.
That's
that
fair.
was the difference.
All right, but 6 points is not good enough.
The Ravens were going against a CFL defense yesterday.
Oh, well, yesterday they were a CFL defense. That's
and
fair.
we have those moments. Like that just happens. That's why the overreaction kills me because everybody looks at, oh man, this is who we are. No, this is not who you are. You're never as bad as your worst loss, and you're never as good as your best win. You're always somewhere in between. And fortunately for the Lions, they've had better wins than they have losses. So they're a good football team. They're a contending football team.
Because it comes back to this, and I see the people out there, people are saying, they had 6 yards at halftime and Jared Goff sucks and all that kind of stuff. Here's what it is. Because that game had the exact same blueprint of the Tampa Bay game, except the Lions defense played like a top 5 defense in the Tampa Bay game. They did.
Or it could have been who was quarterbacking for Tampa Bay.
Either way. Whatever you got to have more than 3 possessions to be able to get things figured out to say, okay, so through the first 3 possessions at Baltimore on the road, you have to have 28 points for you to be down 7 in the second quarter. You see what I'm saying? Talk this through in reality with what you're saying to me. Talk it through.
Right.
All right, all we need from this offense today, Lindsey, is I need them to have 21 points in 3 possessions and to be down 28-21.
They were in a tough position, man. It doesn't matter how we try to.
They were awful.
Yeah, you can go back and rewind it and talk about what could have, what should have happened. The fact of the matter is, dude, they were just outplayed on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. Totally dominated.
Sure.
I'm salty says, except we didn't have a first down until almost halftime. Yes, and Baltimore didn't have a drive that didn't result in a touchdown until halftime as well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Which one of those can you recover from?
I'm telling you, listen, because I was watching it. I couldn't believe after the 3rd touchdown, I was like, no way. I said, there's no way they can continue to do this.
But, Lindsey, again, it boils down to a simple question. Which one can you recover from? A team having 1 first down at halftime or a defense that gives up 28 points and 400 yards in 22 minutes?
Oh.
Which one can you recover from? You know the answer.
I
know which one you can't recover from.
You can't recover from all them points being lashed out on you.
So that's where it stopped. It might be too simplistic, Flannel.
The whole complete absolvation of the offense I don't like.
It's not an absolution, Flannel. You can't win. You can't win giving up 28 points in 22 minutes.
Sure. You can't, but the offense could have showed a little bit more fight.
But it doesn't matter. Like now you're talking about stylistically. It does not matter. It doesn't matter, and that's where I stop.
Okay, so the offense gets no criticism whatsoever.
No criticism. Sure. Would you like to see him play better? Yeah.
Sure.
But the second you give up 400 yards and 28 points in the second quarter, you can't win. You can't win.
If you want,
you can win if an offense has 1 first down and a half.
No,
you can win.
You can.
If the defense doesn't give up 28 points in 22 minutes.
I mean, that's fine. If you want a little bit of maybe, I wouldn't say Goff criticism where you can break bread on, I think his MVP race, he's fallen off in that quite a bit.
Fallen off where?
He didn't do himself any favors in the MVP race.
Absolutely
not.
Yeah.
Who would you put in the MVP race right now?
I would Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, probably Tua still, Tyreek Hill.
I was told Baltimore's playing off. Oh, man, I blew through the break here. Hey, let me tell you about what we got, the Lions postgame show, right? I bet that was electric yesterday for our Detroit Lions postgame show. Mastic, everybody. They were out at Hamlin Pub on Tenkin Road. Some Golden Grizzlies fans were out there, I heard, which is actually pretty cool. So make sure you check out the Lions postgame show directly after every single Lions game. Now, obviously, Monday night football. As soon as Monday Night Football is over next Monday, tap in to the Woodward Sports Lions post-game show. Tonight, be the 49ers and the Vikings. Oh, absolutely. Oh. I'm saying, though, hey, you guys know what it is at Big Boy. It's burgers and chicken sandwich time. They already have the best burger in the world with the original Big Boy. But what about that new pretzel bacon cheeseburger? More of a chicken sandwich kind of person? How about the Dolly chicken sandwich? Or turn up the heat with the Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Don't just get regular fries. Don't be getting Justin Herbert fries. Upgrade those fries. Get Patrick Mahomes fries like the chili cheese or the loaded baked potato fries. And save room for dessert. The Reese's Chocolate Peanut Butter Thunder Cake or the Big Boy Funnel Cake Fries. Who says no? Get to your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Register again at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul and Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove as well, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They're making some deals right now, Blazers and Equinox. Got some EV questions. Slide up in here. Talk to the folks here about your EV if you want to go down that road as well. But we're talking Detroit Lions here, as you might expect. They fall 38-6 to the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, who all of a sudden now is an MVP favorite, I've been told. It's why the swings and like the MVP and the Heisman stuff, dude, is wild from week to week.
Prisoners of the moment, man.
It is wild.
Guy has the narrative about Lamar all season has been, Lamar hasn't been the same. I mean, he doesn't, he's not throwing the ball the way that they expected with this new offensive coordinator. They were cutting out the runs, and they were doing this, and they got a new receiving core. OBJ's thrown into the mix. and it went from him being mid to now he's MVP.
Right.
That's crazy.
By the way, who has a QBR of 63 on the season, even after yesterday, Flannel?
Who is that?
Lamar Jackson.
Ooh. I mean, that's not great.
No,
by no means.
But he is dynamic
Sure.
in other aspects of the game.
Sure.
So that is why. And, it's funny how fickle all of that is. And you guys know I'm a big Lamar Jackson guy because he's an elite athlete.
Oh,
he's a dynamic athlete, and you can't replicate that. There is no substitute for that.
Well, it's like, when you're working, when you're leading up to a game and you're supposed to have like, hey, this person, you're going to emulate Lamar. Doesn't
there ain't no
like
doing that.
Yeah, it's like no matter what you prepare for, until you get out in that game and you feel it, you're like, oh, no, this is different.
Hey, Lindsey, the second unit today is going to simulate Golden State's tempo.
You're right. And you're out there looking like, oh, we can handle this until jump ball, and you go, holy shit, they are not stopping.
Yeah.
4
passes. The ball's never going to touch the floor, and they're shooting a wing 3.
Dude.
And it's going to be open.
Story kind of similar, but so in the NBA, you're always taught, this is always ingrained in the, playing. Hey, we got to swing the ball from side to side, the percentages of shots that go in on 2 passes and 3 passes, astronomical. If you look at the Golden State Warriors, it's the absolute opposite. Dribble up shots, 1-pass shots, off the charts.
Yeah.
Why? So who's taking those shots?
The elite shooters, the most elite shooters in the game.
Normally it's Steph and Clay, so that rule doesn't apply to that team.
It's different.
It's different.
That's different. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I'm salty. We had a chance to sign Lamar, and you all didn't want to, so enjoy yourself. Well, I'm salty. That is not true. Nobody had a quote, opportunity to sign Lamar.
Wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. He was never a, quote, free agent.
Come on, dude.
You had a chance to trade for him.
Yeah, but you'd have to give up your entire team.
Right. And and you are right, though, I'm salty. We had those shows, man. The Lamar thing was wild. Like, it was almost like a political thing over the offseason. Remember those shows, Flannel? Anybody talk about that? Do you remember those shows? It was literally like talking politics.
I mean, I remember those shows, but to say that there was nothing concerning about Lamar whatsoever, because we haven't talked about he is a terrible playoff quarterback. Terrible. There's nothing you can say about
like, who's the other guy out of San Diego?
Justin Herbert.
Oh, similar.
Well, I mean, Justin Herbert's had 1 playoff game. But for real, though, Lamar
so
Jackson
he hasn't got there enough.
Is a morbid playoff player. Very good regular season player. Also only had 1 3,000-yard passing season.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the other knock on him. Like last year, he couldn't play in the playoffs because he was hurt.
Yeah.
You did see, and I know this isn't Baltimore Sports Network, but you did see yesterday, he seems to be making a concerted effort to either go down, step out of bounds. He's not looking to take on the contact the same way he used to. Josh Allen should take a note from that.
That's actually true. He's gonna lose some years off his career.
Tell you who's really he's been good at that since day one is Hurts. Hurts has been great at sliding, getting out of bounds, not taking those big hits. From day one, he's been really good at it.
I would agree. I just want to ask the people, and maybe we can do a chat poll just to see where the people are. JB Smoove, Jahmyr Gibbs, was yesterday something or nothing?
Oh,
because I think it was something.
Yeah.
And look, I got to be consistent, right? I say games happen in a vacuum, and you're kind of a prisoner of the flow of the game, and that was not an optimal flow of the game. But Gibbs kind of had like a coming out party a little bit. It's a shame that it was in that scenario where it just kind of got washed away. It seems like it's getting washed away like J.J. McCarthy's 140-yard 3-interception performance against Bowling Green. You know how it just didn't happen now all of a sudden?
I mean, when you play perfect football otherwise, things go away.
Well, 140 yards and 3 picks against Bowling Green.
Not great.
You know.
Still won.
But yet, Penix was bad on Saturday night.
He was very bad.
Was he 140 yards, 3 pick against Bowling Green bad?
No, but it was in the same neighborhood. It was. But his team bailed him out.
You're aware of Bowling Green, right?
I am. You're aware of this year's Arizona State, one of the worst Power 5 conferences in America. I mean, teams in America.
Right, but they are in the Power 5.
All right. They're only.
And it was on the road.
Washington's only touchdown was a pick 6, but
Here's another thing that kind of boils my balls. People say, "Oh, garbage yards for Gibbs." Dude, this is the NFL. There's no such thing as garbage yards if you're out there trying to prove yourself.
And I think, too, like, and I'll be the first to kind of throw that assessment sometimes, like the stat Padford thing and all that kind of stuff. But with Gibbs, people got context. Gibbs is a rookie in this game. He's coming off some injury issues. I do think it was a good building, but does it mean he's Walter Payton? No, it does not mean he's Walter Payton. But I don't see how that has to count for something for him in the development of a guy that's played 7 games in the National Football. Not even 7, 4 games in the National Football League.
He's developing, man, and I think we can't just wash that up as, it's garbage. No, he's a rookie. He did what he was supposed to do. He was out there running hard, regardless of what the score was, regardless of what was going on. He was out there to make the most of his time, and he did. And I think he proved that, hey, it's going to be all right.
And I think here's what I think, Lindsey, and we have it on the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Gibbs, was yesterday something or nothing? 82% of the people say it was something.
Well, here's the thing, and you can't have it both ways. Since it was so garbage of a time, then why are we tripping about J-Mo? Can't have it both ways.
Right.
Either it matters or it don't.
Well, that doesn't fit your narrative now.
There you go.
That doesn't fit your narrative, Lindsey. Oh, that's different.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but I think as a guy who's coming off injury that, and again, I'll defer to you, and I'm sure you had this moment maybe even more than most because you didn't play at the football equipment. You weren't from Duke or you weren't from North Carolina. Right. Playing where you played, it's one of those things where you wonder if you belong in that league.
Yes.
And everybody, C.J. Stroud, as well as he's playing as a rookie, still probably, am I good enough for this?
Of course.
Am I good enough to be here? That's big in any line of work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care what you do for a living. Like when you get into it and you're at the highest level of doing it, you have some self-doubt.
Always.
There's no doubt.
Right. And when you're young like that and you're trying to prove yourself, you're trying to make a name for yourself, every time you step out there, dude, it matters to you. Regardless if you're up 30 or down 30, it matters to you, and you want to put your best foot forward at all times. So, garbage time or whatever you want to say, that matters for Gibbs, and I think he did a great job of proving that he's going to be all right.
No, absolutely. Cody Ingles echoes your sentiment. Can't call it garbage time for Gibbs and talk about a J-Mo drop in, quote, garbage time as well.
Right.
And, that's where I was with it too. And look, Katz is on there. You don't draft running backs at 12. That's a different discussion for a different day.
Shut up,
And,
Katz.
it is. It's just Wild West says J-Mo and Gibbs need more time. And that's like Gibbs is 4 games in, man.
I know, man.
And I did he show some dynamic traits yesterday?
Heck yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
Right.
That's all you can ask for. And Peaceful Tim, Gibbs has been a non-factor, J-Mo barely a factor. Peaceful Tim, you can't say that because Jamison Williams, and I guess I'm dying on the hill. Maybe I'm being a slappy. Jamison Williams impacted winning a football game in the National Football League last week. Had a direct impact on them winning the foot. You can't say a non-factor. Barely. You can't classify that as barely a factor.
Right.
I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. So people need to get in reality here. Get in the real world and understand what's going on. Tell them about Swiss Insurance. Man, I blew the break again, huh?
Absolutely. Do you have
Damn.
football on the brain? Of course you do. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year has been pretty awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177, Swiss Insurance.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
You're looking for the best in Detroit sports wearables? Look no further. You found it. WoodwardSports.com. Hit the merch tab on there and get the very best in all Detroit sports wearables. A Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Some of you sound like you're scared now. Maybe we'll get you a Scared Not Stoked t-shirt. I don't know. But the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt should be a centerpiece of your Detroit sports wearables. Again, go to WoodwardSports.com and check out the shop tab. Hoodies, t-shirts. Yeah, it's hoodie season, beanie season. You guys know tomorrow it's going to be in the 70s, but don't worry. After Thursday, it's over until June. So you guys know what it is. Get hoodies, get the beanies, get all of it locked up. WoodwardSports.com, click shop. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, NBA champion Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove here with you live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Come on in here. They'll get you a good deal. Blazers, Equinox, they got them in stock. Come through here, and of course, they'll work with you on the financing as well and get you the very best deal that they can get you. They did it for Sam Flannel. They'll do it for you. They probably don't like Sam Flannel either, like the rest of us. But even they got him a good financing rate and got him his car. So they'll do it for him. They'll do it for you certainly. But yeah, we're talking the Lions. We're talking NFL football as well. I did want to take a minute. Just anything that stood out to you guys yesterday, maybe this week as a whole. Just kind of going around the NFL, and I mean, again for me. The one thing that I walked away with, Lindsey, the NFC North is over. It has been over.
Yes.
And where's all that Jordan Love energy? What's happened to that?
He gets no love.
Yeah. What happened?
He gets no love.
I saw his QBR over the last ever since the Lions games, in the 30s or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I told you how I felt about the cheese. What did I call them?
Oh, yeah.
The Fudge Packers.
Yeah.
I told you how I felt about the Fudge Packers in the beginning. They sucked.
They did. And Jordan Love just ain't it. And the NFC North is cooked. Everybody's 2-4, unless the Vikings need to beat your 49ers to step back in.
The Vikings?
Can you do us a favor and just smush them?
Yeah, we're going to maul the Vikings.
All right.
Okay?
There you go. Mike G, Jordan Scrub. Let me see what else here. Wild West. They're flying through here.
Dude,
Everything
you know
is
what
getting
else
in there.
stood out? Tyrod Taylor looks like a better quarterback than Danny Dimes for the Giants.
You know what? He's dropping balls in the basket, man. For real, he is.
I'm just saying. You ain't hear from me. I'm just saying. Something looks different.
Should we do a heavyweight segment right now? Should they trade for Tyrod Taylor? Jump into the Woodward Sports chat room right now. I'll be easy. They should trade for Tyrod Taylor. Trade Goff for Taylor.
Oh man.
No, nobody wants to go down that road. No, JB Smooth shaking his head. No, okay. Jack Harrington, my Pats beat the Bills, man. I was shocked. That's a bad loss for Buffalo.
So were the Bills.
And you know what too? With the Dolphins losing was a big loss yesterday because they had an opportunity.
They're felonious, man. They're felonious. They're front runners. The Dolphins. They're felonious.
They're felonious?
Yes.
But my point is the Dolphins really had a chance. Now you got to go into Philly and win. When Philly's coming off a situation. I took Philly in the game. The writing was on the wall that Philly was going to win that football game. But they did have an opportunity to seize it. So the Bills
Until we see the Dolphins play a good game away from home, let them be front runners. That's what they are.
Okay, so you're laying it out there.
Yeah.
You're laying it out there. Well, I mean, their quarterback did go on the road and have a 450-yard passing day earlier
I didn't say
this year.
he was a front runner. He's really good. But they defensively, I just
You know what else took a hit yesterday? My dream of the Lions playing the Rams in the playoffs. That took a hit yesterday.
Yeah.
The Rams.
Dude, I don't know what as far as coaching is concerned. All I know is my man down in Pittsburgh, he wins with whatever. Like, he just wins. I don't know what's in the water down there or what he got going on. But, dude, he takes whatever he has, and the dude wins. Mike Tomlin, you have to consider him one of the greatest coaches, man, because he's never had a losing season. Never.
They're 4-2.
Dude.
They're 4-2, man. And they get written off after every week. You know what happens, Lindsey? Here's what goes on with them. They lose, they get written off. We forget about them for 2 weeks. They win both those games. They win when they shouldn't win. And then we're like, everyone forgets about Mike Tomlin all the time. And then we talk about him, and then they lose.
Yep.
And then we forget about them for 2 weeks. And then they win those 2 games. And then we say, man, everyone forgets about Mike. It's like a hamster wheel of Mike Tomlin.
Before you know it, they're 10-6.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that is the way that it works.
Right.
Flannel.
Right.
They're not a good team, right?
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of great defensive pieces, wide receivers, but
Flannel, answer the question.
they've got a lot of talent.
So they are
Are
a
they
good
a good
team.
team?
Yeah, they're a good team.
Oh, no,
What?
they're not.
That doesn't fit the narrative right now. 313 Kurt. Mike Tomlin's so overrated. We will not have Mike Tomlin slander.
Are you
There will be none.
crazy?
There will be none.
Dude, you're not a
No, Mike Tomlin. Here's the
Come on,
thing.
Flannel.
All right. You know what?
Dazzle me here.
I've heard your guys' show many times, and you guys just completely and utterly. Oh my God, Sean Payton, what a bum! What a bum! He shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Tomlin and Sean Payton are the exact same coach.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. How many Super Bowls does Sean Payton have?
One.
How many does Mike Tomlin
One.
have?
No,
he doesn't.
They both have one. Yes,
Sean,
they do.
Sean
Yes,
Payton,
they do.
Sean Payton does not have a Super Bowl. He was the coach of a team that won the Super Bowl. He was the coach of a team that won the Super Bowl.
Dude,
Drew Brees won that Super Bowl.
Dude, they were the Aints before Sean Payton and Drew Brees got there.
Drew Brees got there.
Sean Payton deserves some credit for that. Come on.
He's been disassociated by his coaching performance as a coach of Denver.
You don't lose that.
Yes, I put it on the show. Like it was didn't we do it? We did it, right?
You can't say
we buried him.
You can't say that Mike Tomlin is
So
this all-time.
Let me correct you because I knew I was right.
No, you're not right.
Mike Tomlin has 2 Super Bowl, 2 different occasions.
2 Super Bowl appearances,
Wins.
1 win, Lindsey Hunter. I'm right on this one. I'm 1,000% sure I'm right on this one. 1,000%.
Well, I don't care. He's a better coach than Sean Payton.
Joseph Campbell III. Mike Tomlin is the Chuck Daly of the NFL.
Hey, I like that.
No, he's not. Chuck Daly's better than Mike Tomlin. Chuck Daly has 2. Chuck Daly has 2.
I like that as well.
I like that. That's a good comp.
Man, who would have known that Mike Tomlin was going to be the next Lamar Jackson during contract season, man?
I'm not saying Mike Tomlin's a bum. He's a Hall of Fame coach, but so is Sean Payton. So is John Harbaugh. To me, they're all about the same.
No. Mike Tomlin's above them.
Yes, he is.
Mike Tomlin is above them.
And my fault, he was an assistant, so he has 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, you're going to count his assistant coach career now. You can't.
They don't get rings. Our assistants got rings.
All right, but then again,
didn't they?
Is it going well in Denver?
No, but hey, shout out to the Broncos. By the way, they really helped us out by beating the Packers yesterday.
They happened to be playing the Packers
Sure.
when Jordan Love just closed his eyes and threw the ball down the field at the end of the game.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But no, it's not going well in Denver.
So yeah, there's some pushback. People saying the Steelers are not a good team.
They're not. They just have a good coach. They have a great coach.
TJ Watt doesn't have anything to do with it.
So I don't. Anyway, that's what kind of stood out to me. It was lucky for Sean Payton that they were playing the Packers. They looked awful again, Flannel.
Yeah,
awful.
But they found a way.
This counts, though. Like, Sean Payton is a coach, so this counts towards his coaching career.
Well, of course it counts because every win you get counts.
And think right now, this we can already call it, right? Like, this will be a far worse season than any season Mike Tomlin's ever had.
Well, yeah, of course.
But he's got Russ Wilson. Let Russ cook. $250 million quarterback.
I mean, that defense is pretty bad, too, by the way.
Well, who coaches that defense?
Whoever he employs as the defensive coordinator.
Who's responsible for his employment?
Sean Payton.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just saying. Hey, you guys, let's talk about the Detroit Lions pregame show. You know what it is. Jeff Iafrate, Juicy J. Look at that luxurious hair that he has. He is on every single Lions game day. That's right. Remember, special edition Monday, right? We're doing it Monday? Lions pregame show?
Yes.
Doing it Monday. Absolutely. So Jeff Iafrate will be out there, special guest. I may make an appearance Monday. We'll see.
Let's go.
But Jeff Iafrate will have pretty good hair that day. I think that is something that we can all agree on. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Your Lions game day begins with the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show. And, hey, while we're at it, Planet Fitness, everybody. It's home of the judgment-free zone where anyone can work out and feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. Hey, I'm a Black Card member. $24.99 a month, access to every Planet Fitness in the world. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. We're out here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Guess what? Planet Fitness, less than a mile from here. So I went in and got the 6 miles in. I took my little post-half marathon break. Back in the grind, Planet Fitness, where I like to grind, the very best gym in the gym game. Squeaky clean gym, tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot and join there. It's Planet Fitness.
Have a rock wall?
They do not have a rock wall, which is why you don't spend $100 a month being a member at a Planet Fitness. You don't need a rock wall.
Okay.
Get on the treadmill, lift some weights, planetfitness.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handles, and even weed whippers. Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing. Delivery to your doorstep. Visit their website at outdoorequipco.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Lindsey, Hunter, JB Smoove, Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all with us, and we're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Come on out, get you a new Blazer, get you a new Equinox. They'll work with you, get it financed, all that. It is a one-stop shop for your next automotive purchase. The WoodwardSports.com chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. And thousands of you subscribing to the Woodward Sports, tens of thousands of you subscribing to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Thank you all very, very much.
I thought we came to an agreement it wasn't a weed whipper.
Well, D-Mac's from Canada, so I think they call it a weed whipper. I think. I don't know.
Because it's either, we call it a weed eater.
Weed whacker.
He's a weed eater in the South.
In the South.
Weed eater.
Well, you guys do things a bit differently in the South, Lindsey.
More of a manly type stuff.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, though, we were talking NFL football, kind of what did you see? There was some college football. There was a big college football game last weekend, but it wasn't. Michigan State. Michigan just thoroughly takes apart the carcass of the Michigan State football program. And Flannel, look, you were doing the live stream. We need a status report because we haven't seen him. Can we confirm Spencer Raxter's well-being? How did he take it?
I mean, he took it pretty well. We're a pretty respectful group when it comes to Michigan and Michigan State. I know him and Booner were going at it pretty crazy for a part of it, but he'll be fine. He'll bounce back. He kind of understood what was coming. That I think made it easier.
We all knew.
Right.
We all understood what was coming, how it was going to happen. All those kinds of things.
Did the Michigan State, do they like going into the game, were they realistically thinking like, hey, we may have a chance?
No, they couldn't have been. Lindsey, that is barely. You know what that team is right now? They are Colorado before Prime got there. Like for real. Like that's what they are. Like, and again, I call it a
Prime to Michigan State.
I call it they have to do something.
I know.
They really, really do. So, Sam, I go to you, again, as the resident Michigan slappy that's here on this show right now at this time. Did you get out of it what you thought? Did it feel near as good as you thought it was going to? Because I'm guessing the answer is no.
All right, so I have a unique hatred for Michigan State because during a lot of my formative years as a fan from 2008 to 2015, Michigan State beat Michigan 7 out of 8 times.
Dang.
And one of the best teams Michigan had during that era was 2015, and that was trouble with the snap. So
I watched that.
Yeah, that was a bad day for me. So the whole Michigan State thing, the Mark D'Antonio era made me really, really hate State because I always think that Michigan should be on top. So yeah, I got some satisfaction out of it. I liked getting the shutout. Shoot, I wish they would have went for 2 on the last touchdown and got 50.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty symbolic. No, I was happy with that game.
Okay. It'll balance itself out during basketball season.
And I know that. I am fully aware of that. That's why I got to enjoy it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it in.
Yes.
No doubt.
You didn't rub it in enough, though.
But they did. Like, they scored that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not built like that.
Gotta put salt in the wounds, man. You can't just let them live. Kick them when they're down, dude.
I'm
a
different. Lindsey's extra, man.
Yeah.
Like that. He is. He's absolutely extra.
I'm kicking you when you're down, buddy. I'm gonna love on you when after it's over. But I'm gonna.
Right.
Hey, you're gonna hate me while you're going through it.
And to be fair, like when you were flipping over to the Detroit City game on TV during commercials, because you had a lot of time to flip over to the Detroit City soccer game. As you know, I was busy doing the television call of the Detroit City game. But with all that being said, I didn't get a chance to fully tap in, but I didn't need to.
No.
And I knew I didn't need to.
No.
And I'll say this, right? Like I get in the mix, and you guys call me a Michigan hater and stuff like that, which I contend I am not. I like Jim Harbaugh more than a lot of you like Jim Harbaugh, and think Jim Harbaugh is a very, very good football coach. Where you guys get upset with me is I expect more from your program than you do. Like that's really the thing.
You expect excellence, and they expect mediocrity.
They have all the tools.
Yes.
They have the unlimited budgets.
Yes.
They have the facilities. They have the manpower. Right. They have all that. And that's not what we're going to get into. That's not not the angle I was looking for.
I wanted you to go that angle, though.
I know, but we got time. We're going to get into that probably later when we talk about the Heisman. You know what I really liked, Flannel?
Yo.
I really enjoyed the fact that they ran that ball in with 8 seconds to go.
Oh, yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff because you know what? That's what Michigan State deserves, because Michigan State is at a crossroad as a program. Michigan State is one move away from being Indiana forever in football. They are. Those are the stakes. And if anything, I want that to be reinforced. I know we're just kind of floating around saying, hey, did you see they had Hitler on the scoreboard and stuff like that? I know we're floating around and laughing at Michigan State and everything like that, but it is no laughing matter where Michigan State is as a football program right now. If they get this hire wrong, they will be Indiana, because I know we laugh at USC and make sure you tune into Rest in Peace Tuesdays tomorrow. There might be a USC appearance. There might be a Penn State appearance. There might be a James Franklin. I may have 8 Rest in Peace tomorrow. But with that being said, make no mistake about this. They get this coaching hire wrong, they're irrelevant forever. Those are the stakes, Sam Flannel. Those are the stakes.
And the funny thing is, just a couple of years ago, we were even talking about it a little bit before the live stream, that game where they were both undefeated, there was all kinds of juice, and it looked like maybe they would both be competing for a spot in the Big Ten championship game every single year, and Michigan State just kind of fell off after that. It's been precipitous. I have never been in a game, watched an anticipation of that game where one team had so much to play for and the other team had nothing except pride. One's looking for a national championship, the other one's not going to a bowl game, and we already know this early.
Yeah, well, I mean, but here's the thing, too. I know people are going to talk about that, with the pride thing and all they had to – they're not good enough.
No.
They don't have good enough players. They don't have a good enough coaching staff. Nothing about that program is good enough. And it is amazing how fast it fell apart, Lindsey. It fell apart at the snap of a finger, and it was over.
Well, with the birth of the transfer portal, that can happen fast. You can be depleted within a couple of months, and it looks like that's what's happening in Michigan State. With all the turmoil and stuff, they're losing recruits. I mean, it's bad. And like you said, the wrong hire, it's going to get worse.
And think about that. Flannel, look, you're a Michigan fan. You don't concern yourself with Michigan State. Well, you do, deep down. You may not admit that, but you do. But Flannel, right here, right now, as a Michigan fan, would it you love to see them hire the wrong person and just be launched into obscurity forever?
Yes, I would. 100%. I hate Michigan State. I don't hate Spencer Raxter or our esteemed salesman Griffin Lackey personally, but I don't like Michigan State. I don't think that they should ever be on the same level as Michigan football. There's no reason it should ever happen.
And Chuck Brewer, Neal, if Michigan State didn't have a penalty to stop the clock would have run out. And of course they had a penalty, because that's what they are. That's what the program is. And if you don't like those words, I'm sorry. But this is what they are. They are a bottom-rung college football program. Look around. Look at what you saw Saturday. Look at what you've seen all year. And you're coming up to your most pivotal moment in your college football program's history. I'm not overstating this.
So we're saying all these things. If Michigan doesn't win this national championship this year, because this is the year that they really have an opportunity, I think. This is their year. They should win it this year. There's no reason they supposedly got the best quarterback, right?
On the flip side of the coin, that's a great segue, Lindsey, because that is where we are going to go next when we get into it. And Lindsey, we're going to discuss that, the Heisman, all of it, because Sam Flannel is here. Is that all right, Flannel? You got time for that?
I do.
All right, then let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Let's do it.
Yes, absolutely.
After this.
Yeah, after this. Of course, we first got to talk about Premier Pet. And when it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. Visit their website at premierpetsupply.com.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
G-G-G-G-A.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
Now, Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Check us out online at gloriouscanna.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Lindsey, Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove here in the house, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Come on through here. In the market for a Blazer, Equinox, they got you. They're in stock here. Walk in here, drive them out. Yes, it is that simple. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there, the Lost Angels. I love how the fans want to fire coaches, but the only weapon on the defensive line is Hutch and Gibbs at running back because Monty was out. We need more dogs. And I've heard that. I heard people talking about that. And we celebrated this 2 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, that they re-signed their guys at the defensive line. No one was saying this when Bugs got the deflection.
Hey, man.
That stopped a certain touchdown. Nobody was saying that then. That's the first I've heard of that this season.
Look, you could get all the dogs you want for last game. You can get pit bulls, cane corsos, Rottweilers. Wouldn't have mattered. They drove down the field on everybody. So it didn't matter. It was just a bad game. Put it in the rearview mirror. Keep it moving. Be fine.
Keep it pushing. We've had an interesting development because you guys heard me talk about this last week where I kind of alluded to this starting to happen. And I made mention of the fact I was listening to a national college football writer for The Athletic talking about their Heisman ballot. And they had J.J. McCarthy last week listed third on their Heisman ballot. And the reasoning was, quote, he's the best player on the best team, unquote. That was the reasoning. There were no, statistical backing because you can't. You can't do the statistical backing for it. There was no, talk about great performances or a great matchup, victory, or anything like that because there were none of those. There are none of those. So, Sam Flannel, we wake up to the news today that J.J. McCarthy has now become the betting favorite to win the Heisman. And I just want somebody to explain that to me. Now, I know why. Here's the why. Because TV ratings have proven your television ratings for your Heisman ceremony, if there's a Michigan player in there, fraudulent or not, your TV ratings are going to be double what they normally would be. That's proven. Right. Whether you're Jabril Peppers and you're not in the top 30 of any statistical category, but somehow you're on the stage in New York, we've seen it. We've seen it happen.
Sure.
It's been proven that will pull a television audience. So, Flannel, please explain it to me. Give me the football reasons how this man, out of all the numbers that we see and all the performances and the day and age of the quarterback in today's college football era, please make it make sense.
All right, so J.J. McCarthy, no matter what you guys want to say, has been incredibly impressive this season. I know it hasn't been against the best competition, but 18 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 3 rushing touchdowns, those are pretty damn good numbers. He is doing what he didn't do enough last year, which is really feast on these inferior teams. And when we talk about betting favorite, we talk about he has an opportunity to go into Penn State and have a good performance, to play against Ohio
Penn State.
Hey, that is
wow.
Hey, you can't just dismiss
James
that
Franklin?
as
nothing. He's so good against he cooked something up for top 10 teams.
So if J.J. McCarthy lights it up, it means nothing.
It means they beat Penn State.
That would be their biggest
like everybody else does. That means anything.
Okay, fine. Like Michigan, Ohio State usually do, but Penn State's a consistent.
No, but guys, look, everybody calm the pit bulls down on the leashes, everybody, because again, let me qualify it, Flannel. I would do it too if I were Michigan.
Okay.
If I were athletic director, it would be the standard. I would do it with basketball. I would do it with football. That's what I would do too, because I'm in the playoff. And there's no penalty. There's no penalty. Like, J.J. McCarthy's not going to face any penalty. If anything, he's more pushed.
Sure. I mean, when you look at the completion percentage, QBR, and all that, he's right there at the
percentage.
top. All right, but he's been as crisp as you can possibly be under these circumstances. He just has. And except for Bowling Green, but it didn't cost him anything. It did not cost them the team
Bowling Green.
All right, but that's the advantage of making the schedule the way that they did.
How do they do it? How did they just whitewash a 140-yard, 3-interception game against Bowling Green? How do they whitewash that from the resume?
Because J.J. McCarthy has been perfect other than that. And we're not talking 100% about what he's already done. We're talking about what he could do. If he has monster performances against Penn State and Ohio State, if Michigan is undefeated, he throws for 30-plus touchdown passes and runs for 5 to 7 more, he's going to be in New York, and there's nothing anybody can do about it, and he will have deserved to go to New York.
I want him to go to New York, and I want them to play. I want them to win a national championship. That's what I want to see him do against one of those SEC teams.
I'm pretty sure they're going to get that opportunity.
But what about, here's my question. Like Bo Nix, who's thrown for more yardage, way less interceptions, more touchdowns.
Less.
Yeah, he's thrown 1 pick.
To 3.
1.
To 3.
Bo Nix?
Yes. No. Bo Nix has thrown 1. JJ's thrown 3. He hasn't.
No, JJ threw 3 against Bowling Green, right?
Sure, but none the rest of the year.
Right? Wasn't that the number?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He didn't throw. So that's way less picks than he threw just against Bowling Green for the season.
And Bo Nix has been fabulous. Right now, I would probably put him above J.J. McCarthy on my personal Heisman ballot.
Okay.
But J.J. has
so
opportunities.
So Bo Nix you would, and Michael Penix you would.
As of now, yeah.
And Jaden Daniels you would, I would assume, right?
I don't know about that.
2,600 yards and 25 touchdowns and 3 picks, and it's LSU.
I mean, maybe for now, but we're talking about projections.
So that's them. Okay. What about Caleb Williams?
Caleb Williams is throwing his way out of that race.
Well, because he's thrown for 2,300 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 4 picks, and not 3 against Bowling Green?
I'm putting J.J. above Caleb
Why?
Williams.
Based on what?
Caleb
this is what I'm talking about. Based on what?
But this is just Heisman
It's
talk.
over.
So would you? I look at it from a draft standpoint, and there's no way I'm taking your guy over Caleb.
Okay, no, and I agree. Caleb Williams.
So then that's a double.
That's how they look at it, though.
But that's even more fuel for that. That's even more fuel for that discussion, Lindsey.
No, but that's how they look at it.
What are we talking about here,
way.
man?
Caleb Williams had no touchdown passes in a loss. The game before, he had 3 interceptions in a loss, and the game before
Did they play Bowling Green in that game? He had 3 interceptions.
No, but that's the thing.
The Bowling Green thing happened.
Okay, but
it's
12. No, it's a figment of our imagination.
It's not a figment of our imagination.
Happen.
So, is there anything J.J. McCarthy can do the rest of the year? You're basically saying there's nothing.
Like have a 300-yard passing
300,
game.
that's arbitrary, though.
What?
Yards doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
Do you look around and see what about Drake May?
No, J.J. McCarthy is way ahead of Drake May on the Heisman race. They just lost a game in which he completed 50% of his passes. J.J. McCarthy
Did he have 3 picks against Bowling Green?
J.J. McCarthy has 18 touchdown passes.
He had
Drake
3
May has
picks
14.
against Bowling Green.
Okay, Drake
and
May
140 yards.
Drake May has 14 touchdown passes. They just lost a game to Virginia where he completed 50% of his passes. You're out. You're out of the race if you're Drake May. You're done.
You threw for 140 yards and 3 picks against Bowling Green. You're out too, and you can't come back from that.
They won the game.
You can't come back from
What
that.
if Michigan's undefeated and J.J. McCarthy has 30 touchdowns, maybe 40 combined passing and rushing? Are you still going to say he doesn't belong? Are you still going to say that? Right now, you know what you guys sound like?
I'm going to say it.
A little thing I like to call J.J. McCarthy derangement syndrome. That's what you guys have right now. There's nothing you guys
I think
can
that's
do.
what you are.
What are you talking about? You're acting. J.J. McCarthy has had a fabulous season so far. Fabulous.
How many games they play?
They have played 8.
8.
Yeah.
So 13% of the games he's played in, he's thrown 3 picks against a MAC team.
And they didn't
140 yards.
They didn't lose that game.
Because, okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this, right? So because Drake May or Michael Penix's bad game is a win against Arizona State.
Sure.
And J.J. McCarthy, I would give him the Heisman over Penix or over Drake May or, that play like real Power 5 teams.
I never said over Penix
so the schedule doesn't get held against him then in your world?
No. No, it doesn't get held.
So it doesn't
them.
matter who he did it against. So, like, can we agree that it's been a little tougher for Bo Nix to do what he's done?
Sure. And Bo Nix,
but that doesn't matter to you.
And I don't fault Bo Nix for that game against Washington. That wasn't his fault. Like, he doesn't drop any to me. But J.J. McCarthy, he has opportunities. He has opportunities to play well against Penn State and Ohio State.
And Chuck Brewer says Neal sat every fourth quarter this year.
Yes.
So did Michael Penix when he threw for 400 yards against Michigan State in the first half.
Okay, fine. Michael Penix.
So does he. He sits a ton of fourth quarters too, except when they play, real opponents like Oregon and stuff like that.
And Michigan is about to play some real opponents, and we'll see.
Are they?
Yes. Oh, is Ohio State not a real opponent now? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying Ohio State? Well, I knew you guys would find a way to do this.
No.
It's James Franklin. It's soft Ohio State.
No. From the beginning of the year, you guys said Ohio State wasn't that good.
No, they're good.
No. Now they're good.
No, we never said they were crap. We just said that they weren't on Michigan's level. That's it.
Well, what are you trying to say? You said they aren't on Michigan level, so that doesn't matter, right?
Okay, but there's no Big Ten. That's because Michigan is so dominant in the Big Ten.
Big Ten sucks.
It does suck, but it's got a couple other good teams.
Chris, Neal beats the Bowling Green take more than Mel Tucker, ...
That's true. That's actually true.
What else do you have against JJ for the year? He's been spectacular.
He has.
Except for when he played a MAC team and had 140 yards and 3 picks.
So what?
That's on the resume.
Everything Chris
said
is exactly right.
Why is it so what?
Because he's been perfect otherwise, and they're going to be undefeated. And like I said,
so why does it matter for Drake May but not for J.J. McCarthy?
Because they lost a game, and Drake May has 14 touchdown passes.
So it's got nothing to do with being a better player. It's how your team does.
J.J. McCarthy is a better player than Drake May. 100%.
Because the numbers don't say that.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I don't care about yards. Drake May has not been lighting the world on fire. He has 14 touchdown passes, and they lost to Virginia. He completed 50% of his passes. 50% in that game.
Did he throw 3 picks against a MAC team?
I mean,
I know JJ didn't either.
Hey,
I just have to accept that.
When North Carolina washes up at 9-3 or 8-4.
So like when he says, "What else you got against him?" I got 140 yards and 3 picks against a MAC team.
So
That's
you're
what I
saying
have.
there's nothing JJ McCarthy can do. That's basically
not
what
when
you're
you
saying.
have. You know what? All right, let's just get down to it. No, when you have 140 yards and 3 picks against Bowling Green, you're not one of the best players in America.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Would Michael Penix do that?
I don't know. He was terrible against Arizona State.
Would Bo Nix do that?
Maybe.
Would Caleb Williams do that?
Caleb Williams was awful at Notre Dame. When he had a chance to actually.
Notre Dame.
When he had a chance.
You know what? Then we're moving on.
When he had a chance.
I'm done with this.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Disagree to disagree.
When he had a chance to showcase himself,
Caleb Williams is way better than JJ. Come on, man. Stop.
Jaden Daniels would not do that. Go blue. In Neal's world, Michigan nor JJ can do anything. Yeah, you can win a national title, and you cannot have 3 picks and 140 yards against Bowling Green.
Let me guess, Michigan can win the national title, and you're still going to talk about the 3 picks against Bowling Green.
We'll get into that. I'll talk about that.
Okay,
Let's have the discussion. You're here. You're here. I'll talk about that.
All right.
Oh, Ryan Poulter.
I got to jump in to help with Sam Flanagan.
Yeah.
Listen, we all know that Michigan is a contender this year.
Yeah.
You
They
guys
were a
are
contender
hating,
last year.
You guys are hating on one of the best quarterbacks in the NCAA right
No,
now.
Ryan. I'm not
You're getting
hating.
Sam all fired up.
I look at the screen
Sam, I'm on
and
your
it says
side
when he
here,
played
like
Bowling
always.
Green, he threw 3 picks and 140 yards. Did that
so
happen?
Listen, everyone's going to have a bad day every once in a while.
Oh, so everyone's
right?
going to have.
Except Michael Penix
Right.
can't. And
Caleb
Williams can't
Everybody
either.
can, but it's about the rebound, right? They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. JJ
No, but it's
McCarthy's
still
doing
happening.
what he's supposed to be doing against
you
teams
had
that he's
that
playing.
poor of a performance.
Listen, it's one game, and it's early in the season.
Okay, well,
it's
let's have that
15%
same
of the
energy
game.
about
One game is
everybody.
early in the season.
We just want that
And-
same
and let
energy
me ask you a
for
question.
other guys.
Was it a dub? Was it a dub?
We just want the same energy
Over
for
Bowling,
other
yes,
guys.
over Bowling Green.
It was a dub.
Against
right?
Bowling Green it was.
Nobody asked who.
Oh,
They
I
asked
did.
how many.
Yeah.
Right?
No, the media's never going to ask to. I get that.
It's not who, it's how many. Right? And right now Michigan is undefeated.
Hey,
They
just
just put
win
a
a
goose
national
egg.
championship, and
They
then
just put a
we'll
goose
get
egg
over
up
this.
on little brother. And J.J. McCarthy didn't even play the fourth
Well,
quarter. They didn't even play. Didn't even play part. He played half of the
It was
third
more
quarter.
impressive beating Bowling Green than it was beating Michigan State. I'll give you that.
Okay,
I'll
wait
give
till
you
the
that.
end of the year. Listen,
I'll give you that.
When they go undefeated and they win the Big Ten and they go to the national championship this year, then we can have a talk.
Well, you didn't say win it.
They're going to go to the national championship. I'm not going to listen. That game is thrown up in the air. Okay,
Cat got your tongue.
but at the end of the day, J.J. McCarthy is a Heisman contender.
They're not going to win it?
He's going to be.
They're not going to win the national championship?
Listen, I'm going to be as big of a Michigan fan as I can, and I'm not going to say anything different.
All right.
I'll be rooting.
Ryan
Sam,
Poulter, everybody. Hey,
I got your back always.
We missed you. We missed you on the picks on Thursday. Big guy. We did. We'll get you back to it. Hey, Woodward and Maine kick off your NFL Sunday in the right way. Woodward and Maine every Sunday at 8 a.m. You know what it is. Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the legend, Terry Foster, they host. They're getting you all the inside information, taking you inside Allen Park and everything else that goes on with the Detroit Lions. Woodward and Maine, that is your first stop for NFL football and Lions football as well. And, hey, the Hamlin Pub, everybody. It's the pub where you're a regular, whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials during all Michigan sports and NFL games, which is pretty much all the time. Even Thursday night football. Slide up there. Hamlin Pub is the place. 7 Metro Detroit locations. Stop into the one closest to you today. And hey, I'm a big Hamlin Pub guy. We go there for all our fantasy drafts. Good time. The bourbon flows. Let's just say it like that. It's your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness! Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Neal Rhul here for Academy of Warren. Kindergarten through 8th grade that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Hope Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and kindergarten through 8th grade athletics in a new state-of-the-art sports dome with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Take a look around. Go to academyofwarren.net. Check out all the facilities. Still time to enroll as well. academyofwarren.net. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy can't stay on the clock today, Sam Flannel. That's what happens, though. Post-game Mondays after football, that's the way that it works. It gets all kinds of out of pocket. And, again, we're talking it up. Cody Engel, typical Michigan homer, hypes up Michigan, but too scared to say they will win the Natty.
I love it. That's why I do.
Flannel, that's where I give you credit. You said it. It's Natty or failure, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, especially now that Georgia looks vulnerable to Brock Bowers being out. There's never going to be another chance for it to be more lined up for them than this year.
And Flannel, here's where I was going to get to with that. Like for the Neal's a Michigan hater crowd, and I'm curious to get Lindsey's take on this. You will never have to apologize for winning a national title.
No,
never.
I might have been a little out of pocket with what I said there, but I know. If Michigan wins the national championship, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing anybody can say.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And again, it goes back to the schedule thing. Mm-hmm. And I bet, if I were having a drink with Jim Harbaugh, and he wasn't being all weird, like he was being like a normal person, if I was having a drink with Jim Harbaugh, and I asked him, I'd say, Jim, when you line this schedule up, in the back of your mind, did you kind of see this coming with college football? Where it was going to kind of level out a little bit and we would have that movement? And if he said yes, I would say, as weird as you are, you're the most brilliant person I've ever met in my life. Because, again, if I were athletic director, this is the schedule they're playing. Every year. Every year we're doing this.
Well, unfortunately, next year it's going to be a little bit tougher. But, yeah, I mean, they're taking advantage. They can have poor performances like against Bowling Green, and it doesn't matter in terms of the team success.
In terms of the team success, yes. Ninja Ginja says, except it'll be vacated. LOL. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Here's where I can't win, Flannel. All right, so let's just have a come to Jesus with your Michigan people here. Here's where I can't win. So we put out a clip last week when all these allegations came down against Harbaugh, where I'm on the camera saying I don't care.
Yeah.
Good. If it gave them an advantage, good, do it. Because what are they going to do to you? Nothing. They're not going to stop you. Nothing's going to stop you. Who cares? It's the NCAA. They're powerless.
Sure.
And I got, oh, no, Neal, that's not what you do. You're wrong, all that kind of stuff. You see where I'm getting at here,
Sure,
Flannel? You see what my problem is with it?
No, I do. It's gotta win the national championship this year, by any means necessary. I think maybe these allegations made it even more pressing that you got to do it this year. I mean, along with the fact that it'll never be more paved. The road is never more open for Michigan to go in and win the national championship. It's a wide open field. There's no dominant powerhouse. You could argue Georgia maybe was, but their best player's out. He's probably not going to play the rest of the year. So it's got to be the year that has to get done. Any means necessary.
There you go, Lindsey.
Hogwash.
Because if you're not going to do it, when are you going to do it? If it's not this year, when?
Well, I don't want to say that it'll never happen, but it's going to be harder. More teams in the playoff, harder schedule next year, probably harder schedule.
See, I would argue that it actually gets easier. Because as long as you schedule correctly, you're going to always get in. You're Michigan. You're always going to get in, just on name brand alone. And so the more you're in it, the more opportunities you have. Because here's what I'm finding this year, right? Sports, look at the baseball playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like Philadelphia's, probably going to go back to the World Series again. Are they a better team than the Braves?
No. Absolutely not.
No. But they didn't have to be better than the Braves.
Right.
The Braves weren't there.
No, they were not.
So sports is about matchups, Lindsey.
Yep.
Strictly about matchups. And I'll tell you this. Keep an eye on Alabama. Because they didn't look good in the first half or whatever. But you don't want any part of that smoke, do you?
I mean, it's Alabama. You still got all kinds of talented players, particularly on defense, with guys like Dallas Turner and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Yeah, 100% they're a threat. But I believe they play LSU this week. LSU might be able to play spoiler in that game because, Alabama, they haven't looked as impressive. Their quarterback play is obviously way down from where they're used to it being with guys like Bryce.
But not for LSU.
No, definitely not for LSU. Jaden Daniels is very good.
He's maybe the best or the second best quarterback in college football.
I don't know about that.
Second behind JJ, right?
No. But by the end of the season, JJ McCarthy will be higher on the Heisman list than Jaden Daniels. That's for
even
sure.
though Jaden Daniels will have had a better year and be a better player.
Jaden Daniels wasn't good against Florida State. He wasn't.
I know, and that's more punishable than not being good against Bowling Green.
They shouldn't have scheduled each other. LSU should not have scheduled Florida State.
So just say, Neal, you're right about the scheduling.
You're right about the scheduling.
We're making progress?
We are making progress. Just like if you need a good haircut, you can make progress if you go to Lady Jane's.
100%. Lady Jane's has got to be the place to go. Come to any Lady Jane's. Open 7 days a week. Open 10 to 8. Let me see if I can. You know what? I'm just going to go off the dome. Go to Lady Jane's. I get all the A-plus haircuts every single time I go to Lady Jane's with the A-plus stylist. Come to any Lady Jane's. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Feldman Chevrolet. That's mine, Sam Flannel. 18 locations. There's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. As obviously here at Woodward Sports, we're here today at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. You see the people in here. They're getting their cars. They're getting taken care of. Sam Flannel got taken care of. They can take care of you as well. So come on out to Novi if you're in the market for Chevrolet with Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. 18 locations, Feldman Automotive Group.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White & Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey, Hunter, JB Smoove, and Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all with us in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Like 313 Kurt, who says, do you know Michigan leads in the rivalry by a long shot? Michigan was dominant against Ohio State back in the day. And they were. And you really have to give them a lot of credit for winning that game, too, because they had Chicago Dental School the week after that. And Oberlin.
Oh, he's...
And Albion.
Hey, you're misrepresenting. He's talking about the 90s during the Ohio State John Cooper era. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, is that what he was talking about?
That's what he's talking about.
Oh, man.
That's what he's talking
Coming
about.
up on 1,000 wins, man.
Hey,
dominating the little sisters
and then
of the poor.
the era that has started the last couple of years and going to continue to traject into that
Coming
way.
up on 1,000 wins.
Absolutely.
They couldn't beat Penn back in the day. Remember we did the show? We researched this in the late aught-eights. You know, they would always beat Albion and Oberlin and Chicago Dental School.
And man, it's funny how Michigan is the only school to ever play teams like that back in the day. The only one, right? The only one. Michigan State's never done it. Notre Dame never did it. Nah, just Michigan. Just Michigan.
They take the train to Penn. Well, no, that Penn played at Michigan because Michigan even back then never played road games. So Penn would take the steam engine into Ann Arbor.
Why are we bringing this up?
I don't know, because it's funny. You got to admit, the Chicago Dental thing's a great bit.
But it's not the only team. Michigan's not
It's
the
a
only
great
team.
bit, though.
Okay, fine. Not for me. I don't like it. But
Because it doesn't fit your narrative. Okay.
Oh, my narrative.
But yeah. Anything else, Lindsey?
No, man. Good football tonight. Watch some real teams play tonight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A real team.
Let's say real teams.
Yeah, a real team.
One real team.
Yeah, a real team. Go Blue. This is nothing but hate. Right on, Sam. Everyone counts their wins, but when we do, uh-oh. Well, I mean.
That's true.
Okay. But can we agree that college football is not what college football was until about the time face masks came around?
Of course.
And segregation ended, and they had airplanes to games.
All right, but like I said, other teams, Notre Dame has been around forever. Army, Navy, all of them have been around forever. Right? Michigan State, Ohio State, they've all been around
They're
forever.
dominating with leather helmets.
Yeah. I think face masks are a good barometer.
Sure.
You think that's fair or no?
I mean, in
color television?
Every team counts their wins. Every single one. It's not just a unique to Michigan thing. Whoever made that comment.
So you can puff your chest out about Go Blue. So you can puff your chest out about it. But I say, well, you beat Albion and Oberlin. Well, hey, that's who was on the schedule.
It shouldn't be relevant at this point.
Okay, that's all I was looking for.
Okay.
Should that count? Be real. Should that count?
I don't really look at the
because
whole
you played
total
longer than everyone and played more games than everyone.
Sure.
Of course, you're gonna win more games. You had more time to win games.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
That's all.
We'll break bread.
People asked about Red Wings talk. Certainly, we're going to get into the Wings a little bit more tomorrow. We did address it in the open. We gave them their flowers. And Alex DeBrincat right now is playing as good as anybody in hockey.
Yeah,
if this were like Michigan and we were doing a September Heisman, if we were going to do the October Hart Trophy, Alex DeBrincat's got it.
He would. He would actually have it.
Yeah.
Even in such a small sample size, that's very impressive. I don't think we all saw this coming.
Yeah. Mike G, just win, boys. Go Blue.
Yep.
And hey, again, I can't say you win a national title, nobody can take that away. Nobody can tarnish it. No one can say, yeah, but. Because this is what college football is. Yeah,
Can't
but.
say you shared it.
No, because they don't do that anymore. You have to, they don't just assign you a half a national title. You actually, play to win it now. So, and if they win, but those are the stakes, Flannel. And if you don't win it, it's a failure. I don't want to hear about your T-shirt, Big Ten championship T-shirt, when you beat Iowa and Indy. I don't want to hear about it because it doesn't matter.
I think Iowa might have played their way out of it by losing to Minnesota
I'm
at
sure,
home.
I'm sure they're still in first place.
Actually, probably was.
Hold on. Let me look. Oh, before we get out, I got to see this.
I bet it's still Iowa because they have the head-to-head over Wisconsin. No, Iowa lost to Penn State, too. It's probably Wisconsin.
I have to look. It's probably Wisconsin.
I think it's Wisconsin.
Oh, come on, Internet. Don't do this to me. Go. Where are we at? Okay, let me see, because I have to look. That should be like a feature on the show on Mondays. A Big Ten, Big Ten West update. Big Ten West. Yes, the Wisconsin Badgers are 3-1 in front of the 3-2 Hawkeyes and the 2-2 Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Ooh.
Big game.
Wisconsin, I think they're the best Big Ten West team. I know it doesn't really matter, but they at least have a dynamic offensive player, Braylon Allen.
Oh, they got they're 5-2, huh?
Yeah.
They'll probably be ranked because you need them to be ranked.
They probably will. They'll probably feast on all the other teams.
Who do they have next? Oh, no, they got Ohio State next.
Oh, yeah, that's enough.
Well, they'll be ranked this week so they can put the ranking on the Ohio State graphic. That's my get right. Bet on Ohio State to be ranked this week.
We think Wisconsin maybe 24 or something like that?
25,
yeah,
24. Yeah. They'll sneak them in there. At Indiana versus North. So they got Ohio State, at Indiana versus Northwestern versus Nebraska, at Minnesota. How the West was won.
Sounds like 9-3.
Okay.
It's bad.
Tomorrow, we'll be back in studio. Lindsey, appreciate you sliding through, and a big thank you to everybody here at Feldman Chevrolet. JB Smoove and Sam Flannel, too. They did all the hard work today. Certainly Sam Flannel did a lot of work trying to explain away 140 yards and 3 picks against Bowling Green. You did a lot of work, man. You got to be winded. You got to be tired.
I actually am winded.
I bet you are.
Like, for real.
Appreciate everybody again out here at Feldman Chevrolet. Our guy Ryan Poulter for jumping on as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.